Hello students, and welcome to Education 1300, our Learning Frameworks class, and welcome to our Blackboard show. What I'd like to do in this tutorial video is just give you an overview of how you're going to go about navigating this course and our Blackboard show, including this first week. I'm going to walk you through this area labeled course content, and I'm also going to walk you through what appears up here at the top left. It doesn't necessarily have a label, but we're going to call it the course menu. And I'd also like to refer to a few things in this section called details and action. So for the first week of classes, please take all the time and energy that you need to read. Read everything, especially here in this Start Here area, the Start Here folder, because it's going to give you a really great grounding for the semester. So what is available in the Start Here folder? Go ahead and open it, click on it, open that right up, and you will see that a bunch of stuff comes up and is available. So again, take the time and energy to read everything that is available, watch, read everything that is available in these folders. So let's go ahead and explore these folders. Let's start with the Welcome folder. And in there is information about me, just to get to know your professor a little bit better, including some information about my personal and professional background, information about my office hours, and so forth. So it welcomes you to this course. It tells you a little bit information about me and also information about my department and my colleagues. The next section is called the Essential Course Information section, and this is critical, so please spend a good amount of time and energy here. Obviously, it tells you the course description, what this course is about. It also lays out for you our required textbook and materials, so you can see right here on this page our textbook called On Course, and if you scroll down a little bit more, it tells you what you need to know about this course, including there are 10 guidelines that are critical for your success in this course, and also some expectations, faculty expectations that I have for you as students, but also expectations that you should have for me as the professor. Okay, the next section. Syllabus, calendar, and course policies. Two critical pieces of information that I have available for you. So when you go in here, you can see the course syllabus is available to you in the Concourse version, but I also have it available to you in a Microsoft Word version. You also see that the course calendar is available to you, again, in Word, but it's also available to you in the syllabus as well. So I would recommend that you print out the syllabus and the calendar and have available to you as we go through the weeks and months ahead. There are also the links to the STC academic calendar and the final exam schedule. There's some additional notations that you should read and a video about class times and study times in college. Now, because we already referred to what the textbook is in the syllabus, the On-Course textbook, if you look down just a little bit more at referring to the textbook On-Course, if you decide to go with the e-textbook, I have provided you access here to more information about getting that e-textbook. So you might want to use those handy-dandy links right there to access those, to access the e-textbook. The next two resources available help you more with support at the college. The first is for Blackboard help with the digital learning department, and the second is for additional resources, college services and resources, whether that would be with, advising, counseling, financial aid, the CLE, the library. So these are all clickable links of services to help you, to assist you at the college to be successful. And then, of course, at the last link is privacy statements at the college. So in summary, this Start Here folder will always be available to you. It never closes, but spend that time and energy this first week of classes to get to know what is available to you here. But again, the most important folders would be the syllabus, the calendar and course policies, and again, those guidelines and expectations that are available in the essential course information folder. So I'm going to go ahead and close that Start Here folder. Now I'd like to show you what is underneath the Start Here folder, and you can see there are a couple of pieces of information to help you be more successful. The first one is a link to technical issues associated with distance education or the digital learning department. I am going to click on that just so you can see the tons of support that's available for you as a traditional student that has an online component to your class. So again, this website is updated all the time. So if you need help with your password, if you need orientations, honor lock, if you're taking quizzes or tests online, the Microsoft Suite, contacting the digital learning department in multiple forms. So all sorts of resources available there. The other would be discussion boards. In your online classes, sometimes you have discussion boards that are graded, but these are discussion boards if you need, they're not graded in our class, but if you have questions about assignments or the content in our class, or you have questions about technology in our class. So these are things that you can write in to ask me questions or your classmates. Now, we're still in the course content section of this class. So if you scroll down, you're going to see all the weeks from week 1 all the way down to when our semester ends at finals week. Okay, so these are how the weeks are going to emerge, but we're just going to start with week 1. And so when we open the week 1 folder, you are going to see information that pops out. Now, the first thing that you do every week when the information pops out is you're not going to jump into the weekly work. What you're going to do is you're always, without fail, going to open the weekly overview, course learning outcomes, to-do list, and deadlines. Many students, and this is true of all your classes, always start with this document. Do not jump into the weekly work. For example, some students jump in and they do the quiz. Well, how can you do the quiz if you haven't yet read any of the textbook readings, for example, or you haven't watched videos? You're not going to do well on those quizzes if you haven't done the readings first. So make sure you open this document right off, okay? So you'll first always be greeted with a picture, right? And then you're going to have a paragraph that's going to explain what the week is about. You'll also have the course learning outcomes, which explain what the entire knowledge and skill sets that you'll be gaining in the course overall. Then tailored to the week at hand, what knowledge and skill sets you'll be getting in for that particular week. And this is always a checkbox at the end of the week. You can go back and read that and say, do I know? Can I answer these questions? Do I have this knowledge and do I have these skill sets? If you can't answer those questions, then you need to go back and re-review. There'll be a comic strip, my favorite comic strip, Calvin and Hobbes. And then you'll have a to-do list. This is what you're supposed to do in the week. Now this week it might look a little overwhelming because we have two kind of to-do lists. We have getting you grounded with the Start Here folder, but we also have the actual assignments for week 1. Don't be overwhelmed. It is not difficult, but it's just because we're getting started in the week. Normally it will just be the week 1 information. Then your to-do list will be broken down into kind of 3 areas. You'll have what's the lecture, what's assigned in terms of what your professor is lecturing on, and your reading materials. You'll have your graded assignments, and then you'll have any audio or videos that you're supposed to watch. If you see anything that's blue underlined with a hyperlink, that means you can click on that information and it will take you somewhere to read it. If you, for example, all of these are clickable links, okay? For example, Dr. Bean's bibliography that's professional. If you click on that link, it will take you to a website and you can read this information, or some of these have videos. So if I were to click on this, it would play a video. Another case, my personal biography, you can click on it and you can see pictures. You can see more information about your professor and her kitty cats and her volunteering activity and her friends and her travels and so forth. So this is all information to read. Now, for example, example, you are supposed to read in your on-course textbook part of chapter 1 this week. So you, in that case, it's not a hyperlink because you need to purchase your textbook in the manner that you choose, but you have to get that. That's not a clickable link, right? Your assignments are listed. These audio videos, right? For example, the one you're watching right now is Navigating Our Blackboard class, right? That's a clickable link that goes to your YouTube, my YouTube site. So then there are additionally some notes telling you the deadlines for your class and so forth, right? So, and it tells you when your work is due. And then our week always ends with a motivational quote. All right, let's go back out. When you finish reading this document, then you can go and do your weekly work. This week, we don't have as much, but most weeks you will have a reflective journal, you'll have an activity, you'll have other things due. This week, we have a little bit of light work, but that's where the weekly work will appear. Okay, so that's the course content. Week 2 will appear, week 3, and so forth as we progress in the week. Now let's go back out to the course menu. Some other things that you need to consider. The calendar will have the due date, so you can go in and check yourself what is due for that particular week by Sunday at noon. The announcement section, incredibly important. I use announcements all the time. Please do not ignore announcements from your professor. It's like me tapping on you on the shoulder and saying, hey, 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 I'm here. Pay attention to me. So that's where I'm telling you important information. It will appear as a pop-up. Read it. They are not optional. The discussions, right? Those discussion boards I told you about. In your other classes, you may have discussions that are part of graded assignments. In here, we will not have graded discussions. The grade book, obviously incredibly important. Your grades appear here. I update them on a weekly basis. If I ever need longer, I let you know, but I keep up with the grades on a weekly basis. Not only will your total points, your percentage and grade appear, I also give feedback, so look out for that little feedback icon in the grade book. Messages. This is our email system in Blackboard. We can email each other, professor to student. You can also email your classmates. You can email select classmates. Again, this is not optional. If you get an email from your professor, you are required to read it and respond to it accordingly. So keep in mind, announcements and messages are not optional. They are required. Do not worry about the analytics and the groups. Okay, down the left-hand side corner here, yes, you can see the roster to see who is in your course, but the most important section is attendance. I do mark attendance for your daily attendance in the course, like if you're coming on, depending if you have a Monday, Wednesday, or a Tuesday, Thursday class. So you do need to be attending class. Pay attention to the rules in the syllabus, but you also get counted for attending by submitting work by Sundays at noon in our class. So make sure that you're submitting your work by Sundays at noon. If you do not submit anything for grading, you get counted as missing as well. But there is no live attendance on Sundays at noon. We don't have anything like Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Blackboard Collaborate. You don't have to worry about that, but you do need to be attending in our daily, either Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday classes. So make sure you're attending our in-person classes. All right, guys, that is an overview of Blackboard. I hope the tutorial helps you, but at any point, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. But also Blackboard and the Digital Learning Department, they have hundreds of videos posted. They have tutorials, they have videos, they have trainings helping you understand how Blackboard works. I hope you have fun learning how this tool works for educational purposes. So happy Blackboarding and happy learning.